I've seen Diddy have to hire extra security, almost the military, to stop people from wanting to scale the wall to get in his house, because on the other side of that wall is Beyonce, Jay-Z, and every big star you want to know.
Jason Lee has been in the news lately for revealing claimed marital issues and making surprising statements about major figures in hip-hop and Hollywood. He recently shared details about Jay-Z's legal battles with Diddy. Jason Lee is known for stirring up controversy and igniting debates. His latest target is Diddy, whom he accuses of trying to shift the blame for his own mistakes onto his sons. Jason says he has insider information from Diddy's inner circle to back up his claims.
You got a lot of people, man, that's wondering why Farnsworth Bentley, why he hasn't came out and defended Diddy. They was real cool at one point, so.
Well, I was there when Farnsworth Bentley got his actual name. How they came up with the name and everything. We were sitting in front of the apartment building on 74th and Park Avenue. It was me, him, Tony De Niro. Puff was upstairs. They was trying to figure out, he had became Puff, one of Puff's personal assistants. You understand? To make sure all Puff shit is there when we get ready to go. Everything that was supposed to be in order. That was Farnsworth Bentley's job. When Puff has to go to restaurants and places like that, he made sure everything was straight with that. You know what I'm saying? He had another assistant too. But Farnsworth Bentley was his personal assistant, put out his clothes, told him what he should wear, all that, like a stylist and personal assistant all together. So we was in front of the house, and this dude, Tony De Niro, he played guitar in that Bad Boy for Life. The black dude, not the white guy. The black dude who played the guitar, that's Tony De Niro. I think he might be from California or something. So Tony De Niro was like, yo, we gotta think of a name for you, man. And if you're gonna be his personal assistant and slash butler slash umbrella carrier, whatever you gonna do, you understand? We gotta think of a name for you. We're gonna try to make you like Bentley or either Farnsworth or either Bentley. You gotta be, you gotta have that kind of persona. You gotta dress all the time, be neat and the whole 9 yards. And then the dude, Derek, was playing with him like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know how to do that. I could be over the top. He was acting like that. You know what I'm saying? I could be over the top. So he was saying that. And the dude, Tony De Niro, said, we gotta figure out a name for you, man. It's gotta be on the level of, those characters. He said, you gotta be like Farnsworth, you gotta be like Bentley.
Jason Lee claims that Diddy is trying to blame his children for his own mistakes and is involved in serious activities. These revelations have shocked the industry and raised questions about the extent of Diddy's past actions.
Okay, fuck it. We're just gonna call you Farnsworth Bentley. And he said, I like it. And they start calling him that. His name Farnsworth Bentley. I said, these motherfuckers corny. Like I was like, yo, don't believe this. But he was always right there, but not like at nighttime when we was doing things, he wasn't around, bro. He was only there when the cameras was there and shit like that. I don't know how much he could do. I don't know if he would say anything, because he probably signed the ND, a non-disclosure, and he don't want to say anything against Puff anyway, because Puff got shit on him. And I ain't talking about no sexual shit, none of that shit. The nigga was stealing, bro. Yo, bro, the niggas I don't want to put that on sticky fingers. That nigga right there, bro, don't lay nothing down around him. You heard me? Don't lay nothing down around dude right there. Dog, Jennifer Lopez had these boots, they cost $5,000. I'm like, what kind of fucking boots cost $5,000? Now you gotta realize, this is like in 2000, early 2000. These boots cost $5,000. And because she was gonna be out of the country or something like that, she didn't have them come to her house down in the village because she would have never got it because they'd be stealing her stuff down there at our apartment. So she had them come to Puff house. She wanted these boots so bad, she was mad. They looked through everything trying to find Jennifer boots. Cause Puff had like Puff, people used to just give him shit and send him shit from everywhere. So he had this room, this mail room in his house with numbers that he never even opened. But I don't know how Farnsworth Bentley found that shit. But we went over there to his house and we found a lot of Jennifer shit and everybody else's shit that belonged to Puff. I guess Puff had too much stuff in the room and he was just keeping them for it.
And you seen this with your own eyes? That's crazy, man.
My own eyes, bro. We went to his apartment.
He don't even seem like that type of dude, yo, but damn.
Security also, we went over there, man. They had to do shit, bro. And that's why Puff had stopped messing with him. And then he goes get a show. Puff ain't say nothing. He went and got a show of how to teaching thugs how to be a gentleman. I hope the first thing he taught them motherfuckers is, don't steal!
Jason Lee is known for causing trouble. He became famous for criticizing Jay-Z's alleged criminal connections and threatening to release damaging information about him. His willingness to use blackmail on powerful people shows how far he'll go to get what he wants.
Rated. If you can, right, because he got the show with Cam, and a lot of people, they don't know about the history between Mace and Diddy. Let the people know how Diddy did him dirty, if you don't mind.
From what I know, I think that Diddy wasn't teaching Mace the business. You understand? He was using Mace as other artists to write rhymes on other people, write songs on other people's albums, on his album, and taking their talents and stealing their publishing on different albums and different records. Prime example, Mace wrote that Bad Boy joint. I ain't even see him at the premiere because I believe Diddy owned most of the publishing on that, which ended up being a big record that went over to movies. I think Mace was upset the fact that when he learned the business, he saw how Diddy had robbed him. He had took the glory for the albums, the music, and all the records that he had did. And he got pennies for it. You understand? 8,000 here, 10,000 there. You understand? When the record go platinum, Diddy's getting 200,000-300,000 and only gave him pennies for writing a song. Getting points on publishing that he didn't even deserve. So Mace learning the business and knowing the business, it led him to be upset. Diddy was teaching him wrong, like Diddy was teaching him not to even speak to people, brother. You understand what I'm saying? Mace used to come up in there, yo, what's up, how you doing? He had that Harlem smile. You know what I mean? Like he happy, he's shining. Cause, you know, he had a lot of jewels that the other artists didn't have. He used to come up in the studios, he used to come places fly. Did he tell him, yo, you ain't gonna never be famous cause you always speaking to people. Let them speak to you. I seen Mace stop speaking to people. When I told him, man, don't listen to that nigga with that old dumb shit. Be you. But he found out.
Jay-Z and Beyonce's marriage has often been talked about, with rumors of cheating and business deals. Jason Lee suggests that Beyonce might be trying to distance herself from Jay-Z because of his rumored connections to Diddy. This might also be a smart move to protect her finances if legal problems arise.
It was word of mouth, or somebody sitting you down, or you hiring a lawyer back then to teach you what you're supposed to know by representing you. So Mace has every right to be upset with Diddy, because Diddy really stole his legacy in the music. See, what you gotta understand this is that a lot of those kids learned the business after they signed their contracts. They learned the business after they was in the business for 3 or 4 years. So now, when they learned the business and they was doing, sitting right there, writing a whole record, a whole song, right? And Diddy was like, yeah. Here, take this, take that. Give them 10,000 for that one song that they wrote. And that song goes platinum 2 or 3 times. And he get the 25% for being the writer on that, because they wrote the song and gave it to him. And he's on as the publisher, as the writer. You understand what I'm saying? He getting a percentage of the writing that was done, and all he gave was 10,000. They learned and they learned later in the business that they was do that publishing. He shouldn't have got the percentage that he got on that, because he gave them 10,000, 5,000, 8,000 for writing. So now they learned the business late. And when they learned the business, they seen how wrong that he was doing that. Even though the music people want you to say, well, we're taking a chance, we're taking a thing. Yo, listen to me, man. You wouldn't be there if you think that you wasn't talented and they could sell records off you and using your talent. They've seen enough people that come through. So you writing all those hits and you not getting the money from it. How many years Mace didn't get the money from Bad Boy that they used on Will Smith and them Bad Boys? I went to the premiere with Puff. Mace wasn't even there. But he wrote that.
Diddy isn't just dealing with criminal charges. His ex-girlfriend Cassie sued him for financial exploitation and emotional abuse. They reached a big settlement, reportedly between $10 million and $25 million. These issues raise questions about Diddy's finances and show a more troubling side of his personal life.
Look at what's happening to Diddy right now. I'm not saying Diddy did it. I'm not saying Diddy didn't do it. And I'm not gonna say no Diddy. You know, that's the whole joke online right now. But when you look at it, we cannibalize our own more than they do.
For sure.
We will cancel us before they do, and we will make ourselves the laughing stock, not understanding we're really doing the layup for it to happen to somebody else, right? You saw when Kanye got canceled for doing what he did, and what he did was very reckless in how he decided to articulate his thoughts. But then you saw how easy it was for people to try to go after and kill Kyrie for retweeting something that existed on Jeff Bezos' website. Right? Nobody ever mentioned Jeff Bezos. So, you know, when I look at the application to cancel culture, when I look at the storytelling and how they used to vilify Floyd, and here I am on the jet with this man, super generous, looking out for everybody, inspiring kids everywhere we go, all over the world, people know him and are inspired by him. But to vilify him or make a mockery out of him or to do this and that, I'm like, yo, there has to be a platform that has a little bit more responsibility. You can still be critical, but you got to be fair and you got to be even-handed in how you hand it out. So that's what I thought I wanted to do. So as a critic, it was Charlemagne who said, because he was somebody else I looked up to, and you see his evolution from when he was with Wendy to now, I looked at him, he said, man, it's really hard for me to tell what you are, but if anything, you're a culture critic. So I called my attorney and I said, trademark culture critic, because that's what I am. And then now that's what because they would say, oh, he's a blogger. How you gonna call me a blogger and put me in not that there's anything with being a blogger, but that's your way of minimizing my impact, or that's your way of minimizing my power. That's your way of minimizing my influence. And dumb people will buy into that shit. I'm way bigger than that. Because there's people like, the people that had the Wendy Williams show that told me I wasn't big enough to host her show. Then I went out and built a show that was making more numbers than with Sherry, shout out to Sherry, I love her show now, but when she first came out the gate, I killed her in the numbers. And I didn't have the big infrastructure of a network behind me and, all these advertisers. It was just me, my 3 people, and a studio I built, and we killed them, crushed them with Cardi B first episode. So I look at it like, again, being a culture critic, you have a responsibility to the culture while being critical to also protect it.
I have to ask, and you being in the position that you've created for yourself, admirable, might I add. Everything that's happened with Diddy right now.
Yeah.
Like, how does that affect you? Real relationship, I'm pretty sure you've built a relationship with him respectfully over the years of knowing who he is, what he represents. Yeah. Your show was on Revolt.
Yeah. I don't have a friendship with Diddy. He's not my friend. We don't hang out. We've texted a few times. I was on his network. I've been to many of his house parties. Let's start with different silos of Diddy, right? Okay, on one hand, cultural icon, done a lot for music, fashion.
Jason Lee's personal experiences with Diddy reveal a darker side of the hip-hop star. He remembers a heated moment at one of Diddy's parties where he was warned not to cross him, highlighting Diddy's reputation for being intimidating and aggressive. Despite this, Jason defends Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin, saying they are not involved in their father's alleged wrongdoings. However, by publicly criticizing Diddy and threatening to expose him, Jason might be putting himself at risk.
Have to hire extra security, almost the military, to stop people from wanting to scale the wall to get in his house, because on the other side of that wall is Beyonce, Jay-Z, and every big star you want to know. T.D. Jakes was there too, but I don't know if he was busting open. I'm just saying. Because they said that too about the good bishop. This is what I hate about the internet. If you say it is true, if you think it is true, if somebody retweets it, it's true. Everything ain't true. I don't know. What? I'm just saying, the fact that they said the bishop was busting open, I honestly had to take a break that week, because I said what we not gonna do is take a man who's touched the world, pause, or whatever, and in a way that all of us have felt it in our spirits when we've needed to be filled up with the word of the Lord, and castrate him that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Diddy. We saw his kids the other day in handcuffs. Did we see Ivanka Trump and Trump Jr. in handcuffs? But they daddy got niggas thinking they Spider-Man climbing up the wall to kill the vice president and take over Congress and stop an election. But we ain't seen a mugshot or nothing, because we're teaching people watching. Black and brown gonna be treated one way, white gonna be treated another way. Black and brown gonna be cannibalized and evil and vilified. White folks, it's a misunderstanding. We won't call a mass shooting in this country terrorism because white people killing everybody. We gonna call it a debate over guns. No, it's terrorism when you go into school and kill 6-year-olds. This, Kamala Harris, biggest issue I have with her is that she just has not been able to put her feet solid on the ground with the culture and understand. She said that America's not racist, and now is running around to every black church that will welcome her in there because she got some white person advising her telling her that's the way to get the black vote. So I feel very passionately about these things. I think with Diddy, what we're watching is we live in an era where celebrities got to be careful and got to be fearful at all times, because all I got to do is put everything I want to say about you in a lawsuit. Let TMZ or Hollywood Unlocked or anybody run the lawsuit, because you can't sue a lawsuit. It's a public document. So it got out to the public. So they did their dirty work. And then, regardless if you're guilty or not, you're gonna lose everything.
For sure.
And then by the time you get to court, you lost it all, and okay, yeah, you didn't do it. It's crazy. So I'm not saying that Diddy didn't do it or he did do it. I think if he goes through his process like R. Kelly did, but we saw the R. Kelly tape, so we knew he did that. Y'all kept dancing in the name of love and asking if you could fly. You saw what that did to that little kid. Yeah. But anyway, with Diddy, we didn't see all this stuff. I saw him and Cassie embracing each other, dancing and, whatever. And then she said what she said. We don't know if it happened or didn't happen. We know she got a bag. We don't know how much. And then that opened the floodgates to dogpile on Diddy. And Diddy's lost it all. He's lost his school that was helping black kids. He's lost his clothing line that none of us were buying. Sean John over at Macy's. He lost Revolt. He lost his Grammy nomination. He lost the deal with Ciroc, and he was getting $50 million a year. Don't get that deal's gone. He's lost it all. And then we're happy about that. I don't understand.
No, we're not.
Online are, not us.
Yeah.
I'm not happy or not happy, but I'm just like, wow.
Because what you're saying is propaganda, right? It's something that's shunned or hold on, shh, on one side, but on the other side, it's magnified to say these type of people are bad. When I look at the whole situation, I'm saying to myself, I don't know what side to take, and I'm not going. It's just too much to handle. But I see what's happening, and too many people are being affected. Me being a father, what does his children think? It's not fair, right? And I think one of the things...
Given Diddy's history of taking strong actions against his critics, Jason's safety is a concern. He will need to be careful and take precautions to protect himself from any possible backlash.
Because you're setting up the next person for it to be easier for them. And the attorney that's behind this lawsuit that just launched, I just found out it's the same guy who went after Tiffany, who went after Nicki Minaj's husband, after he had served his time and all that, came back and said, oh wait, he with Nicki, now let's get this bag. You trying to do whoop, whoop, and then it got quiet. He's an ambulance chaser that even tried to drag me into some, and I had secretly filmed him or recorded our conversation and put it online because I'm just not that one. I'm not afraid of nothing. I want all the smoke. So when I look at a lot of these celebrities that have all these brand deals that are tied to millions and millions of dollars, they don't have the freedom to go and advocate for themselves. So they just sit there and watch them just get destroyed. And I feel like for me, no matter how successful I get, I'd rather lose it all by standing up for myself and what I believe in and standing on what is and against what is not, than to sit by and just watch me lose everything being silent.
But isn't it a little contradicting that you say that on top of... You said it's usually coming from, in other words, it's our own people that's doing it. So with this media trend of the bashing of Diddy, it's coming from Hollywood Unlocked.
Well, we're not bashing him. We're reporting what's out there, but just as I sat here and told you my opinion of who's putting it out there, we just ran a story a minute ago that Young Miami, we got information she was at the Met Gala fitting in New York and not with the drug mule in Virginia Beach. You know, I'm not their publicist, and if they want to hire me as a consultant to help them through the crisis, I'll consult them. But yeah, a platform is a platform. We don't go out and create lies about these people. We tell the stories that we see, that we know, and most of the celebrities that we have relationships with, we'll figure out through them, their team, or whoever, their perspective to make sure that there's a fair picture painted of what's happening. You know, the Amanda Seales once said something like, "You're a part of the problem, Jason, you're a part of the problem." Well, who's the problem? The people that can't digest enough of these stories, the people creating the news that we're writing about, or the people making money from doing it? Everybody's a part of this ecosystem of chaos that we are experiencing right now, because the world is it's just one click away. And every 15 minutes, there's a new chaotic moment happening, right? But I will say that I'm looking at it as fair as I can all the time, because I'm close enough to enough people to where I can see and go, wow, I see this story that's been written about you that's not true. So let me help you learn how to tell your story better, or what happened here. And that's why I think I have so many relationships, because people know I'm not just in this for the clicks. Yeah. The clicks gonna come, but I want to get to the heart of what's actually happening.
People are divided as the entertainment industry grapples with Jason Lee's claims against Diddy. Some are backing Jason and his call for accountability, while others question his motives and the truth of his statements. One thing is clear: Diddy and his alleged wrongdoings are under intense scrutiny. These accusations come at a tough time for Diddy, who is already facing legal issues and financial concerns. His carefully built image as a music industry powerhouse is now at risk due to the fallout from Cassie's lawsuit and settlement. Despite this, Diddy is known for overcoming scandals and setbacks throughout his career. His resilience and skill in handling tough situations have made him a strong force in the music industry and a savvy businessman. But now, Diddy's legacy is on the line, and the stakes have never been higher.
Was you working for Diddy around the time that he was making the bid?
I went there from 99 to about 2004 to 2005, something like that. I was there when Danny came there and some of Ness, some of the things, Ness, a couple of those guys that were still around because they was writing and doing some things. But I was there for part of it.
When the camera was off, how was he treating it?
Like he wasn't, nah, he had no plans. That's all, that was all from MTV show. That was all for MTV show, bruh. He ain't had no plans for them. Not at all. He really had no plans for Danny the Kane. And they sold records. And I that's why I had said that thing about what he had said, because I think it's the parents or somebody was getting at him. They was, the parents, the management or whatever like that was getting at him hard. And that's when he made that statement that I had said. He said, yo, they keep effing with me. I'ma drug all of them up and pimp them out to my nigga. And I said that on your show before. So he didn't have no real plans for them. Not at all. You see what happened after the MTV shit went off. If you had plans for him, you the super producer, somebody should have been all right.
So he was just playing games with him when he was making them go walk to get cheesecake and all that. That was all.
Yeah, that's his ego. You know what I'm saying? That's his ego. Then he'll sit back in the studio, because he had like a big room. Whereas that with this giant television, we used to eat up in there, and it was like sometimes artists would go in there and write, you know what I'm saying, Jennifer Lopez, they would go in there with a writer and write a song or something like that. It was a cool room. He would go in there and just talk about, you know, all kinds of crazy shit about people or whoever it was. You know what I mean? Especially those kids.
What was he saying?
You know, it was just regular bullshit. You know, like who was hot, who was not. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't wait till this shit was over with. Stuff like that.
As the story unfolds, the public has many questions. Are Jason Lee's accusations believable? What evidence does he have? And what will happen to Diddy and those around him if the claims are true? With social media and instant news, Jason Lee is in the spotlight, facing intense scrutiny. He knows speaking out against such a powerful person is risky, but he believes revealing the truth is worth it. Rumors spread quickly, so it's important to separate fact from fiction and carefully examine the situation. While the truth will eventually come out, one thing is clear. All eyes are on Diddy, Jason Lee, and the ongoing drama. The impact of Jason Lee's charges is shaking up the entertainment industry, and people are eagerly waiting to see what happens next and what secrets will be revealed. The industry is adjusting to a major shift in power and accountability. The controversy over Jason Lee's claims about Diddy has drawn global attention, with fans and industry insiders weighing in. As the dust settles, Diddy is feeling the full impact of these charges. The fallout has been swift and severe, and the once untouchable hip-hop mogul is now struggling to defend his reputation amid growing scrutiny. Every day, more details emerge about Diddy's alleged involvement in criminal activities and attempts to avoid responsibility. Despite the mounting evidence, Diddy is fighting back, denying the accusations and trying to discredit Jason Lee. However, his efforts to control the situation are increasingly failing as public opinion turns against him. On the other hand, Jason Lee is now in the spotlight like never before. His accusations have brought him both fame and criticism. Despite the chaos, Jason is committed to seeking justice and holding powerful people accountable.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it.
As the investigation into Diddy's alleged crimes continues, more people, including former associates and industry insiders, are sharing their stories of abuse and exploitation by him. These accounts reveal a troubling pattern of behavior that has lasted for decades. However, amidst the darkness, there are signs of hope.
Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress,
yeah,
who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book, Bling, and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabrielle Union,
And when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at, Beyonce. And I say that, women do have a...
That country album, and any of you that buy that shit, stupid as shit.
You don't give it
It's
no
trap
credit.
music with goddamn a holster and a hat.
But she remade Jolie.
That bitch. I'm gonna tell you the song she should have remade. It's a hit. It would have done great for her. She should have tried it on. Tammy Wynette. Classic. Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that.
The courage of those who have exposed the truth has led to a surge of activism and unity in the entertainment industry. People are calling for stricter accountability and transparency on social media. For many, the movement is a call to action, helping survivors speak out and seek justice in a society that often overlooks their pain.
Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston. Why did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within the week?
And no, the next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So, let me ask you.
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's that right there. We're gonna talk about the episode, but for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys
And get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody to him up just so he couldn't have a good night. You Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Cause you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
That's a good break.
The entertainment industry is at a turning point as more attention focuses on Diddy and his alleged wrongdoings. Will it keep ignoring the abuse of power that's been a problem for so long? Or will it finally confront the culture of silence and complicity that has allowed these issues to persist? For Jason Lee, the answer is clear. He is determined to seek justice and hold Diddy accountable, no matter the challenges he faces. He knows the journey will be tough and filled with obstacles as he navigates through the world of fame and power in search of the truth.